What's up, snowboarders of the internet? I am TC, aka Thunder Cheeks, and today I will be reviewing the Bataleon Blaster Asym snowboard binding. I rode this binding at Copper Mountain in less than ideal conditions, cold as fuck, windy as hell, and just unbearable. I used my Ride Fuse boots and K2T Manifest board. The adjustability is fairly easy, slightly tricky if you're not used to it. You do have two pins in the back and one underneath the binding to move the heel cup back and forth so you can center over the board. You also have pins in the toe strap so you can push them down, slide them back or forward if you need to center it over your toe strap. The forward lean adjustment is fairly simple. Pop this down, slide it, push it back up. You'll be all good to go. And then you have these easy tabs on the side, same idea, pop them down, center that strap over your foot, and just pop them back into place. When it comes to straps, these are some of my favorite on the market right now. It is a padless strap, so it will mold. All that padding will come from your boot. On the toe side, it does flex extremely well, where it will mold around any boot extremely well. Also, I didn't get any pressure points, and I do have that last click syndrome where I try to ratchet these things down as tight as possible. The ratchets on this binding are pretty much on par with everything else. You got a huge grip platform on there so you can really lock in, and I haven't had any problems slipping on the ladders or anything like that. When it comes to the high back, it is soft torsionally, but when you lean straight back on that to go heel side, you do get really good support. And then you do have a nice quick release system just so you can change that forward lean on the fly when you do get into that steeper terrain. So the flex on this is right in that middle of the road, I would say, where you're not gonna go charging down AK lines with it, but it will handle anything else that you throw at it. The lateral flex on this binding does allow for more outside play because you don't have the cage on the outside. So going side to side, you get a lot more play than if you were to have the full wrap version of this. The flex through the straps does help quite a bit, where you do get that nice and tight heel and toe response without any forward and backward play to it. So toe heel with these straps, it does give a lot more support than it does laterally. So going heel to toe on it, you do feel that response instantly. The ride on this binding overall for sure surprised me, where I didn't feel all that chunder, all that crud underneath. It was less than ideal conditions that day, but I didn't get any foot fatigue or anything where my feet are falling asleep or aching by the end of the day. I was pleasantly surprised with it. This binding can literally be for anybody, I would say, unless you're going to those big AK lines, anything like that, probably stay away. But if you're just looking to go out there and ride every condition, this binding can pretty much do that for you. Personally, I didn't expect shit when I looked at these bindings. I was like, okay, it's a binding, whatever. I really like this binding. It surprised the hell out of me, where it did everything I asked for. The main thing in a binding for me is if I can't feel it on my foot, that's a great binding as long as it can support me laterally. And this binding does everything I put it through. And durability wise, I didn't have any problems with the ratchets or the ladders, and that's a huge thing in my book. The comparable bindings would be the Ride C6, the Jones Orion, and the Union Force Classic. This has been my review of the Bataleon Blaster Asym binding. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own it? Are you gonna buy it? Leave a comment below. I wanna see what you gotta say. If you wanna support us further, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP, and we have a video over there that will explain it further for you. I'm TC, and I'll see you in another video.